Welcome to episode 175 of the Parkrun Adventurers podcast. 175 is only 10 more podcast episodes than I have done actual physical parkruns, which is a little bit exciting. Maybe I can chase down the number of podcasts and equal them at some point in the future, though it's a bit of a battle at the moment because it's one-on-one and then I throw in all those volunteers. It's probably not going to happen. However, episode 175 is here, and I am joined this week with a new voice, or not a super new voice, because he is one of our amazing Channel 5 news crew. His name is Mark Scarborough. He is our newest recruit. However, he brings to the table a lot of talent and a lot of humour, and I'm sure you'll all agree. Mark, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, Mel. It's good to be here. And look, I think that there's got to be a strong commitment for you to be around for the podcast so you can catch up to the podcast episode numbers.
Yeah, maybe I shouldn't commit to that, hey?
I think we might have to hold you to it.
Yeah, well, we'll see. What's it like? I mean, I know you've only been in the hot seat for about 30 seconds so far, but co-hosting, is it working out for you?
Yeah, look, the first 30 seconds I think has gone extremely well. I'm quite pleased.
Well, let's see how you go, whether or not you can keep it up for the rest of the way. But let's get started, Mark. I want to go back to when you first joined the Channel 5 news crew, not when you first submitted roving reports, though I am interested to hear what made you decide to submit your very first roving report. But you entered the Channel 5 news crew in what I would describe as a bit of a blaze of glory, completely outwitted me. And I will say it was me because Scotty is a lot more lenient than I have been. I've always been the bad cop or the difficult parent, the mean parent when it comes to letting people onto the Channel 5 news crew and try to make things a little bit challenging for you guys. But you completely circumvented that, and you know, I literally had to bow my head in defeat and admit that you had bested me. Can you talk us through that?
Oh, look, it certainly was a gold medal performance for sure.
Literally.
Yeah, look, so it goes back to sometime last year when in our local Canberra parkrun group, Will Barlow actually put a post up, talking about the parkrun adventurers and saying that, it was a call out had gone out for some more roving reporters, particularly in the New South Wales area. And at that point, I hadn't actually heard of the podcast. So straight away, I jumped on Spotify and checked out the podcast. And I thought, I can give this a go. I think I'm all right with talking to people and interviewing people. And I started submitting the roving reports from there. And it was a couple of months later that the challenge went out.
Yes, the challenge. Do you like a challenge?
Oh yeah, look, of course everyone likes a challenge. Like I think it's the accomplishment of the challenge that everybody loves, and that's what it was about for me is accomplishing a challenge.
I'm not sure anyone has made me laugh so much. When they have submitted their challenge and then their rebuke to the challenge. Yeah. Anyway, I think people need to go back and listen to the episode. Do you remember which episode it was exactly?
Oh, gosh, no, I couldn't tell you.
No, I should have done my research as well.
There's 3 episodes there for the listeners to go back and listen to.
Where it goes back and forward.
There's the one where the challenge was usually where I had to go to an event number for the Wilson Index that neither you or Scotty had been to.
Yes.
And do a deep dive on statistics for that event.
Mm-hmm. Which seemed like such a hard thing. This is completely my bad. I think it just shows how poorly I comprehended the Wilson Index at that stage. And I'm not even sure I still fully understand it, even though it should be a simple thing. But yes.
No, I think it was it was a pretty good challenge to set out. And I think a lot of it came down to fortuitous luck for me. That the next Wilson Index number for my home parkrun at Gungahlin happened to line up with one that you guys hadn't done before. And being a home parkrun, it was easy for me to do some good statistics on it. It's challenge met the following week.
Yes.
Mel wasn't happy with that at all and was just like, no, this is unacceptable. It has to be a Wilson Index. under 100.
Yeah, see, that's where I really failed, basically, was that I tried to alter the rules after you'd already submitted your entry, and that's not cool.
Well, it kind of worked out well, though, because the week after that, I was able to go to Jindabyne and meet the challenge. So we're all done and dusted within 3 weeks.
Yes, well, it definitely has gone down in Parkrun Adventurers podcast history. I've learnt my lesson. We will be more careful in the future. We don't just let anybody in, but you definitely earn your stripes, and we're happy to have you on board.
No, it's good to be on board and, to be part of the crew and, support the Parkrun Adventurers. And, it's been a good excuse for us to get out and hit the road and visit different parkruns as well.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Now, you have had a bit of an unofficially awesome weekend. Where were you parkrunning last weekend, Mark?
Well, funnily enough, I was actually back at home at Gungahlin here in Canberra, and it was for my unofficial milestone, my 150th.
Ooh, congratulations! That's not a small feat.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good, to have that milestone back at my home parkrun, and with the family ran with me as well. And one of the other parkrunners there, made comment that it was good to see me back at home parkrun after being at different parkruns around. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a beautiful day here in Canberra, and for me, it is a big achievement, I think, to hit the 150 parkruns. It's been an amazing journey being involved with parkrun, and proud of it, and looking forward to getting to the 200.
Did you get a bit creative with your 50 and your 100 parkrun shirts and cut them up and re-sew them together so they make a 150, or anything elaborate like that?
No, the thought had crossed my mind, because I have seen other people do that, but I don't think I'd be very handy to do anything. But I donned my 50, to mark the occasion. I've been wearing the 100 for a while now, but yeah, dug the red 50 out for that occasion.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I always get my red 50 shirt out around about Christmas time because, red and green. Although now I don't need to do that anymore because I have an ugly Christmas singlet. Speaking of which, the new ones are in the works. I'm a bit excited.
Ooh, that is cool. When do we get a sneak peek?
Oh, I don't want to commit to an episode number yet, because if I do, I'll probably rue the day. Just my life at the moment has a habit of throwing me a curveball. So I'm not going to commit to an episode yet, but let's say sometime in October, I will definitely be letting everybody have a sneaky peek at what is in store for this year.
That will be cool. So, and how was your parkrun day?
Mine was awesome. So I don't think you're streaking, Mark. Are you streaking?
No, look, and I apologise for that, but
you don't need to apologise. It's a free world.
Oh yeah, but I've listening to the previous episodes, I know it's been a big criteria for
co-hosting.
The host, to be streaking. But look, I'm in the midst of marathon training at the moment, so I'm kind of having to stick to a bit of a regime for that.
Serious training.
Oh yeah, we semi-serious. But having said that, there is a famous gnome here in Canberra that I'm going to try and get a selfie with for you, though.
Oh, that would be awesome.
His name is Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd.
Okay. Is he a pink gnome?
He is a pink gnome, yes.
Definitely. Go out and do it. I want to see a picture of you and Pink Floyd before the end of the month. But I bring it up because one of the tasks on Streaky Bingo, one of the other tasks, not the gnome selfie, is to have a parkrun adventure, because obviously that's what the podcast is all about. And so I had an adventure in conjunction with one of our pod listeners, Pippa White, who we'll actually hear from a little bit later. We made a bit of a deal, a little sneaky deal, that she would go to her home parkrun, which is Queen Elizabeth Parkrun in the UK, and I would go to Queen Elizabeth Parkrun Casino, which obviously is here in Australia. And so we thought we would do a bit of a twin thing. And not only were we going to go to the same parkrun on the same week, we were going to go dressed as queens. and Pippa also had the idea that she would get their event to wave at us and we would get people at our event to wave at them. So 2 sides of the globe, 2 queens at 2 Queen Elizabeth parkruns, and everybody's waving at everybody else. And it was a great adventure. I had a wonderful morning. There were heaps and heaps of firsts. So one of the firsts was I have never actually been in costume on the course with a child in the carrier before. So that was a first. I have never been curtsied to.
That's cool.
At a parkrun that I'm aware of, and I got multiple curtsies on the weekend. Lots of people calling me Your Majesty, which, you know what, I actually quite enjoy. I think I might have to wear the Queen outfit a bit more often, because who doesn't want to be called Your Majesty? Also, the first costume that I've worn to parkrun with a full hoop skirt underneath, and that is actually a really good choice when you're thinking about costumes, because your legs are free and unencumbered. And somebody did say, oh, please don't trip over in that skirt. And I said, don't worry, it's all good. I got a hoop underneath and it's keeping all the layers of fabric away from my feet. So yeah, lots of firsts. And what else? I mean, apart from the fact that the course was fabulous, the weather was perfect. It was like a misty morning, but if you're going to be in a full length dress with long sleeves and have a 8.5 kilo baby strapped to the front of you for 5 kilometers, you really don't want it to be a steamy hot day. Lots of adventurers were on the course. I bumped into Blair Haberjam, who is co-ED at Capalaba Parkrun, but he was down with the Redland Plotters, a whole bunch of them, and some other show listeners as well. So howdy to all you guys. It was great to see you. And Errol Poole, who is he's a South Australian parkrunner. He hails from Mount Barker. So he's part of the PK and Greta crew. However, he's currently living in northern New South Wales at the moment for work. And so I had the pleasure of bumping into Errol, who is also both Blair and Errol are both streaking this month and keeping the streak alive, doing a great job. And it's 2 years to the weekend that I bumped into Errol at Wangaratta Parkrun in South Australia at their launch, and that was the first time I met him. And if I recall correctly, Nuri was his 50th different event, and he's now done a ridiculous amount of different events all over the place. Yeah, but it was just the vibe. The vibe was awesome. Everybody was so friendly. The event team were great. Jason, the ED, and all the volunteers were really warm and welcoming, and we just had a wonderful morning. Totally worth the trip down. We stayed the night before locally and went for coffees and hot chocolates afterwards. Yeah, great morning.
It's an impressive thing. You didn't feel you need not to knight anybody while you're out there on the course?
See, I didn't have any sword on me.
Yeah.
So my Queen costume is actually the Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland, and I took the liberty of dressing Emmett, who I had in the carrier, as the White Rabbit. So I was following the White Rabbit around the course, though because he was in the carrier, it just probably looked like I just had this chubby baby with bunny ears on, so it could have been lost in translation that he was the White Rabbit and I was the Queen of Hearts. I didn't take the opportunity to yell off with their heads at all. That's probably my only regret from the weekend.
So for our listeners, jump on the Parkrun Adventures Instagram page so you can see Mel in all her Queen outfit.
I had a royally good time.
You did. And I love the comment there from Mel Ellis as well, where she said you looked maleficent.
I think, yeah, that's a Garyism. I think he might refer to her like that often when she's in costume. And of course, we hear from Mel Ellis a little bit later too. So looks like great weekends we had all round.
Yeah, and I think the good thing, you're just touching on bumping into people, is just that how good is that for the parkrun community that it could be just a random parkrun and bump into people that you've seen before or seen years ago, but that's a good thing about this parkrun community, isn't it?
100% agree, and I think it's the adventurer community which makes every parkrun feel like home away from home.
G'day Parkrun Adventurers, it's Lyndall reporting in for the Channel 5 News crew from Harris Avenue Parkrun. A bit of a newcomer on the parkrun scene. This is event number 4, so I'm here for my 4 for my Wilson Index. And look, just checking out the new course. I had a soft launch a few weeks ago. I'm going to just get in, see what the course is like, see what the community's like. I'll talk to you after the run. Alrighty, post parkrun, I've found Katie and her family. What's your names and how are you going?
Hi, my name's Charlie. My name is Robbie. I'm Freya.
Stefan.
Alright, now, families, parkrun is like, you know, a haven for families, and I've found that Harris Avenue is no different. Lots of families, lots of parents out with prams. How did you guys get involved with Harris Avenue Parkrun?
Well, with parkruns as a whole, my daughter decided, aged 14 at the time, that she for a New Year's resolution, wanted to start running. So I said, well, we'll all start running. So I enrolled everybody, and we initially started off at North Harbour Parkrun, and then we do alternate between Harris Avenue now that Harris Avenue is open. So it's great, and we're local. We live in Narangba, so it's ideal.
Yep. So you've got a local now?
Sorry?
You've got a local parkrun now?
Yeah, and we are thrilled to have a local parkrun. Yes, definitely.
And so the mum of the family got everybody into running, and how was that? Was everybody excited?
Not really to start, but it got better.
It got better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a thing you just do like in the morning, and then you're going to get used to it over time.
Yep. And have you gotten fitter?
I'd say yeah. I've beat my PBs many times.
Well, that's good. Now, the instigator, Freya, isn't it?
Yes.
And how do you feel to have so much power over your family?
Well, it wasn't really me. It was mainly Mum who forced us to come.
Well, you said your New Year's resolution was to get fit.
But it does make us all fit, so it's good.
Yeah. So you've gotten fitter?
Yes.
And was it your New Year's resolution this year?
Yeah.
And we're now in September.
No, it's this year.
Yes, so we kept it up, so that's good.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really great.
And it's parkrun that like makes us keep doing it because there's people who like encourage us to come, so it's good.
And it's every week.
Yeah, every single week.
And it's just up the road now.
Yeah, we can walk here if we want.
Yep.
But we don't.
No.
And what about you, Dad? You know, have you been just dragged along, or are you loving parkrun too?
I wouldn't say I love it, but I think it's more of a necessary evil. So because we come as a family, I can't really say no, can I? But I've got fitter, so it's doing me good.
Yep.
Certainly.
Yep. Fantastic. And what about the community here? Have you met people through parkrun?
We've generally a few people here, so we talk to them, so it's really good. Like we've just been talking to our neighbours because they both do it as well, and they didn't start doing parkrun until this opened, till Harris Avenue opened. They'd never done one before, and now they come here every Saturday, so it's great.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for telling me your parkrun story. Well done for keeping up your New Year's resolution for 9 months. May it continue,
Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks very much, and keep enjoying your park running.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Now, I've found a couple of people after the Parkrun Adventurers' own heart, Parkrun Adventurers themselves. What's your name, and how are you going today?
My name's Erica, and I'm going fabulous.
And my name's Ryan, and I'm excellent too.
Now, we've divided and conquered today. We're at Harris Avenue, but one of you did a different one today. You've done North Harbour, Ryan.
Yeah, that's right, yep.
And there was a tactic to that?
I'm on a tourist streak at the moment, and I'm actually planning on coming to Harris Avenue next week for my 300th parkrun.
Excellent. And you came today for a particular reason?
Also streaking, but losing the streak next week because I'll be here again because we're doing a number 4 on a Wilson Index, and next week a number 5.
Hey, snap, I'm here for my number 4 too. High five. Now, adventurers all round. You were saying as well, how many different parkruns have you guys done?
I've done 51 different ones today. It's my 51st.
And 84 for me.
Okay, so you're both half cowls. Is that the right one? Half cowl?
Yes.
I get my clubs mixed up.
Or 3/4 for me.
3/4, yeah. And any plans to keep going?
Yep, my goal is to do all the Queensland parkruns.
Statesman, here we come.
Yeah.
No goal, just to get that Wilson index higher than his.
Yeah. So what's yours then, Ryan?
Well, at the moment, ours is both on 2 because we're missing the 3.
You're missing the 3.
So we'll be going to Ross Granger Trail Parkrun next month, I think it is, for their 3rd. So,
perfect.
I think,
Excellent. And how did you get into parkrun and all this crazy adventuring?
That's a tricky one. I started forever ago, but didn't like it my first go and was scared of going because I didn't know anyone, so it took me a long time to go again. And but when I did, I finally got addicted and couldn't stop.
Yep.
Never miss a parkrun.
Yep. No, you find a way to fit it in, don't you? How about you, Ryan?
I started back in 2013. Just trying to train for a triathlon. So the guys that I ran with, they told me about parkrun and I got hooked, and now I've got a huge passion for running and parkrun.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for talking to me today. Thanks for being long-time listeners of the podcast too. Well, high five again.
This made my day.
Well, you've made my day. You've been such a great story to tell.
The last few weeks we've been driving, long distances to do our park runs, and so on the way there we're listening to the podcast.
Yes. Our weekly tradition is to run and then drive there and catch up on the whole way. I think we did Harvey Bay the other week, so like 3.5 hours or something. And just listening the whole time.
It's a great ritual, isn't it, on a Saturday morning? Listening to the Parkrun Adventurers on your way to Parkrun.
It is.
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
Our thing.
Well, thanks, guys, and lots more happy adventuring to all of us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty, I have tracked down Tony, today's run director and the event director. How are you going today?
Very well, thank you, Lyndall. Excellent.
That's great. Run number 4 here at Harris Avenue?
It is, yes. Been successful, another one. Yes, definitely.
Fantastic. Now, you had a soft launch here 4 weeks ago. How did that all go?
Despite being a soft launch, 342 people turned up, thanks to probably Facebook and a few leakages here and there with tourist park runs. But yes, it was very good.
Yep.
Excellent.
Excellent. No hitches?
No, there was a couple of incidents, but just people with grazed knees, that sort of thing. Yeah. But it all went to plan.
Fantastic. And the course here, how did you go about finding the course and setting up a parkrun here at Harris Avenue? I should say Harris Avenue is in Narangba,
yes,
which is a northern suburb, was just north of Brisbane, basically, in the, I'm not sure what Shire Council it is.
Moreton Bay.
Yes,
Moreton Bay. Yeah, it was pretty tough, sort of a regular run around this park anyway, and sort of it dawned on me after a while that this is probably about 5 kilometres if I go twice round. It took a while to get the actual route worked out because we've had to add a dog leg on to make it to 5Ks, but now we've got that going and we've measured it out with the wheel. It's worked out perfectly.
Excellent. And what brought you to parkrun?
Parkrun, I probably got a few friends that did it, and it irked me for a while that they did this thing called Parkrun on the Facebook page, and I just wanted to go and have a look one day and see what it was all about, and I've never missed one since.
Yeah.
2 years ago. Yeah, it does that deed, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
It really does. It gets into your blood almost.
It does. Yes, it does. Yeah. Yeah, it's very contagious.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
And the inspiration to start one here was just because you liked running here, or?
I used to go to the local ones, Caboolture and North Harbour and North Lakes, and it just sort of thought, well, Narangba should have one too. It's a really good community, and it's a really good way of the community getting together on a Saturday morning before the weekend really begins, and people can get together and enjoy some exercise, get into the community spirit, and it was just we needed one. Yeah. And did you find that you've drawn some people from the other parkruns around, or that you have actually got a lot of Narangba people into parkrun and into running? It's a bit of a mix. We've got there's a lot of people here that lived in Narangba, used to have to travel to other parkruns to do the event. So they've some have come back to here because it means they can just stay in bed.
Yes,
a few more minutes.
Bit of a sleep in and walk up the road.
And there are people that have through the Facebook page and the website that they've been tagged by other people that have done it. And they wanted to come and try it themselves, and so that some of them people have come back as well. So it's really good.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you so much for talking to me today, Tony. Is there anything else you'd like to add about Harris Avenue Parkrun?
No. If anyone's after getting their alphabet done and they don't want to go to Harvey Bay or Hamilton, then come and get your H done at Harris Avenue.
Yes, I was going to mention that myself. I did go to Hamilton.
Oh, you did? Oh, wow.
A little while ago, but that's okay. It's all right. Yeah. It's all part of the adventure, right?
No, that's right. It's fantastic. Yeah, so tourists welcome now.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much, and thank you for the contribution you've made to Parkrun and to your local community here in Narangba.
Thank you very much, Lyndall. Good to see you.
Alrighty, Parkrun adventurers. That's a wrap from me from Harris Avenue Parkrun. What a great little event. It's another H on the map, which is particularly great for southeast Queenslanders who used to have to travel, as Tony said, to Hervey Bay, which is basically central Queensland. It's a fantastic little community here which will grow over time. If you're close to the area and you're looking for an opportunity to step up as a run director, Tony would love to hear from you. You'll get great support here. It's a lovely, lovely community here and a fantastic course. So that's it. That's it from me. This is Lyndall over and out from Harris Avenue Parkrun for the Parkrun Adventurers Channel 5 News Crew.
Hello Parkrun Adventurers, it's Steve Marston here, and today I've ventured down to the beautiful northeast of Victoria and done Wangaratta Parkrun. I think today's my third or fourth time doing Wangaratta, but today was special. I ran it with two young first-timers. What's your name?
Eliza.
And how old are you, Eliza?
6.
6. And what about you? What's your name?
Lexi, and I'm 8.
And you're 8. And today was your first ever parkrun as participants, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And so Wangaratta Parkrun is a beautiful parkrun along the banks of the which river?
Oven River.
The Ovens River. And what's special about the Wangaratta Parkrun course, Lexi?
That we get to run past this really cool fairy garden.
Yeah.
And we get to run across the river, and there's heaps of bridges.
Yeah, there is. For Scotty Trickett, there's a couple of bridges in there, isn't there? There's a beautiful suspension bridge, and then we run underneath the historic train bridge.
Yeah.
And what was a pretty eventful parkrun today. What happened during parkrun today, girls?
It started hailing.
It did, didn't we? Had a little thunderstorm.
It had lightning and rain and thunder.
Yeah, we had a little thunderstorm during parkrun, didn't we?
Mm.
Did you enjoy parkrun?
Yes.
Yeah? Do you feel like you did a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah?
It was quite hard.
Yeah. Well, it's only your first.
Yeah.
Will be you back next week?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. All right, Parkrun Adventurers, we'll wrap it up here from Wangaratta. Hope everyone had a great parkrun day today, and we're off to grab some coffee and milkshakes.
Good morning, Parkrun Adventurers. It's Melissa here, and I'm coming to you from Studley Parkrun in Victoria. Come down here to join friends in a celebration today, and I think you might know of this person. It's the woman behind the man, Jackie O'Connell. Good morning.
Good morning, Mel. Good morning, Parkrunners.
Now, Jackie, tell us this celebration that you and Tony were doing today.
Today was our 100th different parkrun event.
And has that taken you overseas? Have you got international?
Yes, we've actually done 4 different countries. We, as well as Australia, we've done New Zealand, some in the North Island, and we've been to Singapore and Malaysia.
Oh, excellent. Now, I happen to know Tony gets all the attention, doesn't he? But I think you're the one that does all the planning and gives him the ideas of where you might go. Is that right?
Oh, I think it's a bit of a joint effort, you know. We're both sort of like doing things. Like today, it was sort of like all of a sudden we were sort of thinking, oh, next week might have been our 100th, because we had planned to go and do lawn parkrun next week, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, we could do one closer, and maybe then a few of our parkrunning friends that we've met along the way through different parkruns could join us. So that's what we ended up doing, heading down to Studley and having a great turnout of different people to come and join us for our 100th different event.
It is. You've pulled a crowd.
Yeah, it's been great.
We've got a rainbow of tutus here for Streaky September.
We have indeed. That was my fault, because I forgot to wear my tutu to our Inverloch anniversary, and I'm going, oh damn, I need another excuse to wear a tutu to parkrun, and today was a great one.
Yeah, and speaking of which, that, of course, the tutu is for the Streaky September, and you have been streaking since last September.
Yes, I have. It's become a great habit to make sure I get out every day and at least do a 2K walk or run, just depending on how I'm going. And yeah, it's been great to try to challenge myself to do more of the 5K each day, but sometimes weather-wise it's not happened. But yeah, it's been a great thing to keep doing. I don't know how long I'll go for. I'll attempt to do it each day and keep going. But
that was going to be my next question. Very good. And okay, so you are going around trying to do all the Victorian parkruns. I know that for a fact.
Yes.
So, and you must be nearly there.
Oh, we're getting close, although we're going to have a few more launches in Victoria, so that's going to set us back because our ones left to do are like Bright and Mount Beauty and Landsfield, and Port Arlington is another one, so that one's not too far away, but yeah, with a couple of launches coming up, and unfortunately we'll miss one of the launches because busy at home doing volunteer duties, so that's all part of the fun.
Yeah, well, I think looking back, the launches, they just they make the joy of the journey continue. It sort of drags it out that bit longer, all the fun. So that's what I like about that. And so, of the parkruns you've done, have you got a top 3?
I would think I've done many. I like, what would I say? I like the uniqueness of going and doing Paringa in New Zealand, going through the geothermal area. That was a fun thing to do, and that's one that I actually got to do and Tony didn't. So we've actually in our 100 events have a separate one. He did one at a Parkrun Ambassadors Conference that I didn't get to do. And while he was running his run at Tarawera, I snuck off and did parkrun before joining to crew for him after the fact, after I'd got parkrun.
That's one that I've actually got on my top 3 I'd really like to do because of that geothermal.
It's interesting. It's not the most pleasant smell in the area when you sort of got that rotten egg gas smell, but it was just a really nice parkrun, and yeah, like all parkruns. I think I like Lakes Entrance because that's my all-time PB. I did a really good run there. I think on their launch was really great, you know, with a lot of friends that I've met through Parkrun that were there that day, and it just was a really nice run, and I suppose it reminds me a bit of home that along the water's edge. And I suppose the other one is possibly Geograph Bay is a bit like home. It was a really nice run out along the coast and with dolphins in the ocean as you're sort of running along was really special too.
Oh, that's good. So they're all with water.
Yes,
so yeah. I like the events with water as well. And today at Studley Park. So yes. This is your first time here at Studley.
It is. It was really nice by the river and lots of birds about, so it was really nice.
Yeah, so I'll just sort of give a brief description. The course starts at the very well-known Studley Park Boathouse, and it goes out and does a bit of a loop of a little bush area. Then it crosses the Yarra over a historic bridge and heads down for an out and back along the river. And yeah, ends back near the boathouse. So it's probably been well described in the past. I think when the podcast started, Scott was the Studley ED.
I think he might have been.
Yeah, so I guess it would have been all covered back then. But anyway, it is one of Victoria's premier locations, just with the river and the boathouse here. So yeah, all right. Enjoy the rest of your morning, Jackie. Congratulations on Streaky September, Streaky 365 and your cow today.
Thank you.
And look forward to hearing both your names called out next week on With Me Now.
Let's hope so.
All right, see ya.
Thank you.
G'day Parkrun adventurers, it's PK checking in for another roving report from another adventure. Far out. I'm actually getting out of the house to Parkrun, and it's not at Mount Barker for a change, even though I did mention Artis. Anyway, we're at Pakapakanthi today because it is nearby, and easy to get to. All parkruns are easy to get to, I know. But anyway, cut a long story short, they also had a visit from the local fire station, the MFS, which was awesome, and they got on board and helped volunteer and ran and everything. The other reason I'm here is I believe Packer, I'll get these guys to tell me, I believe there's a big milestone about to happen. Anyway, let's wander over and have a chat. G'day guys, how are we going? How are you, Ben?
Yeah, not too bad. PK, yourself?
I'm awesome, mate. You are the RD, not were. You're still on.
Yes.
You're still on.
Yeah, still rostered on till Wednesday. So.
Still have that awesome vest going. Well done, mate. How's today going?
Yeah, very well. A bit of rain around, but we certainly had very good numbers. It's probably our fourth biggest, which considering the weather, yeah.
Wow. Oh, we're lucky to have the fireys here, mate, too, because they could have dampen, if needed.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think people came here to see me. So yeah.
So how did that all come about with the fireys? Was it Alicia or?
You probably need to ask Kate that one.
Kate, that's right. What is? Because she's just obsessed with firemen, maybe. No?
And parkrun.
And parkrun. Cool. Sorry, it's all about parkrun.
Yeah.
Of course. But yeah, there are a lot of fit fire people here, firemen and women. I think there were some girls. Which is awesome. So it's we celebrate that there are fireys, not just firemen. But I believe that there could be. Sorry, g'day, Tori.
Hi, PK. How you doing?
All right, mate. You are the timer today, official,
am.
and you still are the timer. Sorry,
still going,
we've still got. So now, is there something happening? Are you expecting a milestone today?
Oh, I've heard very exciting. 10,000 might be cracked. Total
Really?
Pakapakanthi participants.
That's pretty amazing, isn't it? Gosh, well, I got 275. I was walking today, so I reckon. What number are you up to now? Do you reckon? Do we know?
287 for today, which is
within 10.
Oh,
10,000.
wow. That's pretty exciting. And how many more people are out on the course?
We don't think that many, unfortunately.
No.
But there's a good chance that one of our fabulous volunteers doing the tail walking.
Wow.
Would be perfect.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. Congrats. So 10,000 in how long's Packer been going?
Just over a year now.
Yeah, over a year. So
this would be the 14th month.
Yep.
Yes.
Doing my counting.
6, I think.
So what average numbers do you get here then?
It's around about 165. Yeah.
So that's pretty healthy, isn't it? I mean, and it's certainly. I'm sure it's been great. It's a beautiful course, and it's been good, I reckon, for parkrun all around because it's alleviated. There was Torrens has helped out with Torrens not having as many people there as well. I think as well. Do you think people prefer to do Packer? I don't know, because of how different it is to Torrens, or?
I certainly like that it's really flat,
and
I like that the parking's a bit easier, and I like that it's not so crowded.
Sure,
yeah,
absolutely.
To be fair.
Yeah, absolutely. And it was my first time today doing the new course as well. I thought that was really good.
The fish hook.
Yeah, the fish hook. But it also means you get to see people twice, don't you?
You do.
I think.
Lots of high fives.
Yeah, lots of high fives. Really good. Well done, guys. And also I believe there's I might go and have a chat to Kate. There's some training going on later as well today.
Yeah.
Visual impaired training.
Yeah, so that we can help act as guides as needed, isn't it?
Yes. Yep.
Which is awesome, isn't it? And that's a volunteer role in itself, isn't it? And I hear a lot about it. I know we have talked about it on the podcast, so it's brilliant that we're offering that service to people who want to train as that. So good on you, Packer, leading the way and doing great things. Well done, Ben. All the best for a successful day. I can see the tail walkers coming just now, I reckon.
Yes, we won't quite get there, but our number one volunteer is RD next week. She's done more volunteering here than anyone else, so it's going to be perfect that she welcomes the 10,000th.
Awesome. Well, that will be a big event. So for those people out there listening who may not have checked out Packer or may think it's time to come to Packer, come along next week or this week, according to the podcast, and you may get to meet the 10,000th person that does Packer, or it could be you.
Yeah.
Woohoo! Awesome.
Top 10.
That's right. No pressure. All right. Good on you, Tori. Thanks. Good on you, Ben. Well done, guys. Thanks, guys. Paul, how you going, mate? Having fun? Awesome. Paul Butler, who's photographer. Yeah, well done. Paul Butler, for those who obviously listen to the podcast, this is the man who we chatted to, the Butler boys, the other day. And you're out here with your long lens getting some happy snaps. Had a good day?
Yeah, really good. Yeah, Packer's great. It's a great course.
Beautiful,
yeah,
isn't
and
it?
just interesting to have the fire trucks here as well.
Wasn't
it?
it?
A good bit of fun.
Yeah. Did you get a few happy snaps of them?
Oh, yeah. Kids love it.
I love it. Well, mate, speaking of kids, my kids have already walked over to the cafe and they're probably wondering why I'm not with them, so I'm going to go. Good on you, mate. Thank you. I'll see you soon.
See ya.
Good on you. Cheers, Paul. Yeah, this is PK signing off from an impromptu roving report for the Channel 5 news team. great to see the podcast still rolling. Haven't had a chance to listen to last week's yet with you, Greta, but I'm sure it's awesome. And just keep doing great things, everyone. Keep loving parkrun. If this is the first time you've heard the podcast, I I recommend nicely that you go back and listen to some of the other episodes because there's so much gold in there, so many really good chats and really inspirational stories that this awesome podcast has shared over many years. So go back and get amongst it. Tell more people about parkrun. As you know, once you start talking about parkrun, you can't stop. But right about now, I better. There's the cafe. I'm on my way. PK signing off. See you guys.
Hi, I'm Pippa, and this is my very first international roving report for the Parkrun Adventurers. I UK based, and I really enjoyed both the With Me Now Parkrun podcast as well as Parkrun Adventurers, which I got to from With Me Now. I'm joining you guys for Streaky September as you're getting excited for spring, and sadly we're getting more and more towards autumn. Today I am completing my Parkrun Adventure bingo tile, and both Mel and I are doing the same one because we're both doing a Queen Elizabeth Parkrun. Me doing the one in the UK, Mel doing the one closer to home. And we're both running it in Queen costumes, and we persuaded both of our event teams to take pictures of our park runners waving to each other. This was event 337 here in Hampshire, though I guess it's a much better 13 for those Wilson Index chasing in Australia. It was a really fun morning. We had 167 runners. Sadly, a couple of fallers, but that's partly off-road. There's quite a lot of chalk and clay at the moment. With me is the Tame volunteer, who's just going to briefly tell you about what she is up to at the moment.
Hello, so I'm the Tame volunteer. I've been volunteering at Parkrun since 2015, though because of everything was just happening, I was only able to do it in the school holidays for a while. My favourite role is finish tokens. However, today I was doing timekeeper as another young volunteer had taken that spot today. I'm working towards my 50th different parkrun to be completed on my 150th day of volunteering. That has caused us to do a lot of touring in the last few months, so it's been great to be at home again after these about 2 months I think it's been. Yeah. Apparently this is the last day of sun. I forgot how shady our finish is. So I was there thinking next time I'm here I need to bring at least 5 more jumpers.
Yes, it was a little bit chilly as we're there cheering in the last people. One of our later runners is 36 weeks pregnant, did an awesome route round, so that was brilliant. Anyway, so it is the last day of the sun. We're going to go and enjoy the rest of the day. A shout out to everybody still streaking. Bye from the UK.
Bye.
Hello, David here, and we're at the Eden Project Parkrun, and I'm with
Jane Williams
and Andy Chase
and Tom Eady. Okay, and we've just run the parkrun, which I've got to admit is very good. The sun's faded a little bit, but it was a superb start. Tell me, why or how did you get a parkrun starting in the Eden Project?
That's a difficult one because none of us actually set it up. Wendy originally set it up as a great venue to have a parkrun, really. I actually probably appreciate from running it yourself. Brilliant to bring the community down here.
How long's the run been going for?
Just under 2 years now, so we've nearly had 100 events. So we're on number 92, I think today was. So yeah, going strong.
So I should come back in about 8 weeks for the cake, is the usual story. Okay. Okay, and how did you all get into parkrun?
I started it. Somebody persuaded me to go along and do another local park run, which was horrible, really, really horrible. And I just liked the idea of trying this one, local running club, various people talking about it, started doing it. But I got into the volunteering side of it when I had an injury. And actually, when I hurt my ankle and I started coming and marshalling every week, and actually started to realise that actually I quite enjoy that side of it as well, and realised that I was missing the social side of running as well as just actually being able to go out and run. So, and from there on in, I was here every week anyway, either running or volunteering, so thought I may as well try and be a run director, and went from there.
Oh, very good. And your daughter was here today as well?
She was, yes, 14th birthday and 10th parkrun, so she's very excited now about being able to get a T-shirt. She's really taken to it as well. She's got a friend that comes and does it with her. My husband was marshalling, so what else would you do on a Saturday morning?
No comment. Okay.
I started as part of a running club, getting into running on a Saturday morning, started running, and then from there started doing a bit of pre-event setups, marshalling and supporting out as a volunteer then, because it's best to give something back as well as taking from parkrun. It wouldn't happen without all the volunteers that were there. And from doing that, I got asked to become a run director. I've been a run director now for 2.5 years, and I'm now also the event director at Even.
Very good. And?
I started running a couple of years ago. Never thought it was a good idea. And then started on the Couch to K 5K app. And then this was the natural progression. And then on to 10Ks and half marathons. And Andy's, starting my run directing post in a couple of weeks' time. Thanks to Andy. Looking forward to it. On my birthday, so we'll be baking. Come along 12th of October for some great running and hopefully some baking.
There you are, a bit of advertising for anyone, the Eden Park project, Parkrun. Okay, the other bonus here is, since most people listening probably don't know about the Eden project, I better go over here. Could anyone here explain a little bit about the Eden project?
It used to be a clay pit, didn't it? It just used clay pit, and Tim Schmidt is the person that runs the Eden project, and essentially just built it up. It's been going now for, how long have I been down here? I'm going to go for probably about 19 years.
Yeah, I think it was
to be fair.
Millennia that started it.
Yeah, very much so. And to start off with, I remember people. I actually came the first week it was open. I remember thinking, not a lot really, because of course everything was quite small and not growing, and they have lots and lots of things going on here now, and even being here on a weekly basis, things change, looking at different plants. They run events in all the holidays for the children. My kids have loved coming here, just running around, and it's just a really lovely place to do a parkrun on a Saturday morning, but it's a nice place to come and visit as well. And if you do parkrun, you get to stay in for free.
Which is a little bonus, since I would have been coming to this place anyway. It does seem like quite a tourist destination. I haven't had a chance to look around it until in about 5 minutes' time. I think I'll be wandering. For the listener, should also say that as you run around, there's a hell of a lot to look at, and I'll actually be doing another lap of it just to take as much in as I can. The place is made up of a number of very large geodesic domes, and the plants look absolutely fantastic. So I would thoroughly recommend it. Other things I should ask, do you get a large amount of tourists coming through here?
Yeah, about 75% of our runners are actually tourists and visitors to the Eden project. Our base local park runners is a small fraction of our runners here, and people do take part. So we do welcome tourists, and it is a great venue to have.
It is. Cornwall itself is probably quite a tourist destination as well, but I think with the Eden project, that probably boosts it even more.
It does. For Cornish parkruns, they are very popular with the tourists, but the Eden Project is definitely the biggest one to come to. I think the free entry to Eden Project for runners and marshals as well does pull people in. So yeah.
Look, I tried getting here last year and just failed, and this year it was high on my list and it didn't disappoint. I've got to say, look, thank you very much to everyone here. The people I met have all been extremely friendly. It's not the easiest of courses, but
we are the 5th fastest in the UK. Quickest in Cornwall.
There's only one hill. You just have to do it 3 times.
Okay, we've all heard this before. We'll leave it on that. Otherwise, I'll leave it back to you, Mel. Thank you.
So a big thank you to our Channel 5 news crew for submitting their roving reports this week. And first up, we heard from Lyndall, who was at Harris Avenue for their 4th parkrun.
Yeah, chasing a Wilson index number. And, you know, it's funny. I'm headed to Harris Avenue next week because I need my number 5. I also actually need my number 4, but I wasn't going to go there for 2 weeks in a row. And you know why not?
Why is that?
Because I thought it would break my tourism streak. So one of the running challenges is your longest tourism streak, which is, for me, currently sitting at 18 parkruns. And I thought that if I did the same event 2 weeks in a row, that would break my streak. Because in my head, a tourism streak is the amount of different parkruns you've done in a row, not doubling up on any of the same ones. But when Linda was talking to Erica and Ryan, I noticed Ryan said, oh, well, no, he wasn't there. He dropped Erica off and went to North Harbour Parkrun himself, which he's already done, but he didn't want to break his tourism streak. And I thought, but if you've already done it, you're breaking your tourism streak.
Yeah.
But then it dawned on me, probably not, and he probably is a lot more savvy about this than I am. I guess the tourism streak is how many events you've done that aren't your home parkrun. Maybe your home parkrun is the one that breaks it.
Nah. See, as the resident statistician on this show today...
Yes, I'm listening.
The Parkrun Challenges page says the longest tourism streak is the highest number of consecutive different events attended. So if he's attended one twice in that streak, it's not a streak.
Well, no, but I don't think he's attended North Harbour twice in that streak, but he has previously attended North Harbour. So maybe he attended them in a previous streak.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, like, I think that would be right.
Oh, this makes my brain hurt.
Yeah.
Oh, see, by that rationale, then I could do one event at my home parkrun during the streak and it wouldn't break my streak.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, I might have to reach out to Andy and Laura and ask them to clarify this for me because don't want to break my streak.
No.
But great roving reports as per usual, Lyndall, and lovely that she managed to catch up with Erica and Ryan, among other people, because I do know they're avid listeners. And so, hi guys. Great having you on the pod this week, and good luck. I'll see you at Harris Avenue next week because I'll be there for my number 5. But it wasn't just Channel 5 News crew we had on the roving reports this week. We had Steve Marston, who was checking in from Wangaratta Parkrun with a couple of special interviewees doing their first parkrun. That's always awesome. Eliza, age 6, and Lexi, age 8. Congratulations, young ladies.
And Melissa was at Studley in Victoria.
I'm so pleased that Melissa spoke to Jackie because Jackie, she is just the loveliest person you'll ever meet. And she has been on this adventure just as much as Tok. But you know what? I really love the fact that when they were in New Zealand and he was there for, you know, whatever ridiculous ultra it was this week, Jackie snuck off and did parkrun before she went back to the event to do her, what's it called, support crew duties.
That is awesome. And what an achievement, though, like to get up to that. Well done to both of them. And Paul was at Pakapakanthi. They were chasing a bit of a milestone there themselves for the event with 10,000 park runners to cross the finish line, and they just fell short by 7 people.
They did. But, you know, that just means they get to celebrate again next week.
It'll be interesting tussle for the finish line. Maybe there'll be some people that'll be holding back rather than pushing forward to be the 7th person.
I don't know about you, but personally I don't have that kind of control over how fast or slow I run.
Yeah, look, I don't think it'll be fast enough to be worried about being the 7th finisher across the line, so that's all right. I'll let somebody else have that one.
And then, of course, we had some foreign correspondents this week. We had Pippa, who I mentioned earlier on, reporting in from Queen Elizabeth Parkrun, and her daughter Harriet, doing a great job on your first roving report, ladies. Love to hear the voices of listeners from overseas. It's very cool to put voices to names and faces. So thank you very much for reporting in, ladies, and Pippa, thank you for being my twin. It was a lot of fun.
Well, you guys, between the two of you, hit up 2 of the 7 Q park runs that are around globally. That's pretty good success rate too.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't realise there were so few of them in the world. We're pretty lucky. I think we've got, how many in Australia? At least 3, 4.
Like on the Scrabble board, they're pretty rare. Yes, we had Dave Moss reporting in from the Eden Project in the UK, which is an interesting little project happening over there.
If you check out the website for the Eden Project too, did you see the before and after photos, Mark, of like the big clay pit quarry that it was, and then the beautiful utopia that it's become now? It's just incredible.
Yeah, it's basically gone from an open cut mine to, like you said, utopia. It's amazing. And park runners get free entry into the Eden Project, which is a bit of saving there. Like the entry cost is around $50 Australian to get in. So get a park run and check out the project.
Yeah, definitely one for my bucket list when I head over. So many places in the world to travel in so little time.
Look, your bucket list is just getting longer and longer every week I listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. No, I never hear about a parkrun that I go, you know what? Not interested. So this is the problem. I mean, it's a good problem to have, but yeah, what can you do? I think we all need to buy a lotto ticket, basically.
Yes, keep buying those Powerball tickets.
So we're going to head back to Aussie shores from overseas now for a bit of news which isn't as happy as the rest of the pod has been thus far. Our parkrun family in Victoria, specifically Hamilton Parkrun and Portland Parkrun, they've lost 2 very special people in recent weeks in their parkrun communities, and we just wanted to pay tribute to them as part of our parkrun family. Naomi Phillips, who is parkrunner A2023488, passed away a few weeks ago, and Hamilton Parkrun had an event in her honour on the 21st of September where participants wore red, which was an acknowledgement of the pride that she had in joining the 50 Club. As they mentioned on their page, she was so excited to reach the 50 Club earlier this year, and very proud to wear the club cape that they have at the event when she ran, and actually achieved a new PB with her pacer, who was incidentally her loving husband right by her side every step of the way. Yes, very sadly, Naomi passed away from cancer a couple of weeks ago. And just this week, Alan Hoskins, the founding event director at Portland Parkrun, has also passed away after a battle with cancer.
So they've written, "The tears keep coming. Our beautiful friend and founding event director at Portland Parkrun, Alan Hoskins, has died. Alan is family. He first joined us at Hamilton Parkrun at our launch event on the 10th of the 10th, 2015, finishing 15th in a time of 22 minutes and 10 seconds. He was hooked on parkrun from that moment and returned to Portland on a mission to start his own event in his hometown. He did it, launching Portland Parkrun on May 2016. After training as run director and event director at Hamilton Parkrun, he then went on to support the launches of Warrnambool Parkrun and Port Fairy Parkrun. Such a gentle, genuine, kind, caring, funny, and super supportive guy. One of the good guys. He will be missed by so many." Portland Parkrun is hosting an event in Alan's honour this Saturday, the 28th of September. Wear your footy colours for a gentle giant, Alan. His team is the Tigers, and they are in the grand final this Saturday. We are sure he will be cheering them on, sending all our love, support and strength to all of Alan's loved ones and the parkrun community there.
And those words are from Diane Barrera at Hamilton Parkrun. What can you say? We are so privileged at Parkrun to be involved with the communities that we have. I truly believe Parkrun brings out the best in people and brings the best people together. And these are 2 examples, Naomi and Alan, of wonderful people who've really impacted on the communities that they've been involved with at Parkrun and touched a lot of people's lives. So to the Hamilton and Portland Parkrun communities, we feel for you and we're sorry for your loss. And we'd like to extend that as well to the families and close friends of Naomi and Alan too. Oh, but I don't like the sad things. Mark, let's turn it around and instead talk about the things that people and communities do to support others who are going through terrible times like this. You've been involved in raising funds for charities that most recently, for example, you've been involved with an ambassadorship for Daenerys Rainbow Brain Tumor Research Fund, and that was part of your City to Surf run.
Yeah, I've been the ambassador for Daenerys Rainbow for the last couple of years, and part of that has been supporting Daenerys' brother in the City to Surf run in Sydney, and Jarrett has been running City to Surf for a number of years now, raising money in Daenerys' name and honour to go to the Sydney Children's Hospital Foundation for research into paediatric brain tumour research. And so, yeah, for the last 3 years, I've been, running in a team with Jarrett to raise funds for that and help grow the team. And this year, we had a large number of people help us raise money, and we had a fantastic outcome. The good thing is that the 100% of the money that we raise for Daenerys Rainbow goes straight into research. The charity that it is there's no administrative costs, anything like that. It's all volunteer based. So yeah, that's the one thing I'm proud of, is that the fact that 100% of the money that we raise goes to charity. It's straight into this research, and we're desperate to find a cure for brain tumour for kids. Unfortunately, in Canberra, we've lost a number of kids to this horrendous disease, and we're passionate about continuing Daenerys' mission of finding a cure so that no other child has to suffer like she did. That's it. I'm very proud to do it. This year was a bit hard for me because normally, I do raise, roughly around $2,500 to $2,700 for these kind of things. And this year was really struggling to get the donations up and was feeling quite disheartened and sad about the whole thing. And one day I had a $2,000 anonymous donation come through, which absolutely just blew me away. I was just absolutely shocked. The generosity of people for these causes, just heartwarming.
That's incredible, isn't it? And do you find linking your running efforts into raising funds for a charity makes you feel like you can, I guess, in the face of these awful diseases, which I don't know how to articulate this, that we feel powerless against? We can't stop them happening because we don't have the scientific knowledge or know-how yet to be able to do so. Do you feel like raising money to research is a way of taking back some control in the situation?
Yeah, look, I think it's just playing my little part in trying to make a difference in something. Like I've got a bit of a platform, here in Canberra that I feel I need to use for good to raise awareness and raise money. It's just my little part in doing that. And I get a lot of strength thinking about what Daenerys and other children have gone through when I'm having a bad run. It's just like, think about what they went through and the pain and suffering they went through. And it's like, this isn't that bad. And a lot of it is also about raising awareness. Like a lot of people just don't know, particularly with paediatric brain tumours, just how aggressive they are, what the symptoms are to look out for, even things like that. So it is an educational thing as well as raising money.
It scares the life out of me. It really does. So you've got an ambassadorship for the Stromlo Running Festival in Canberra in November coming up. Is that the same kind of thing? Like, how do ambassadorships work with running festivals?
So look, once again, it's basically using my platform, my profile to promote the Stromlo Running Festival. Honestly, when they first reached out to me and asked me to be an ambassador, I was quite surprised. I am not I suppose your typical runner, and I went back to them and I said, are you serious? Like, maybe I have to bring out the hashtag DadBod runner. It's just about promoting the Stromlo Running Festival in Canberra, which is going into its 10th year.
Awesome. Cool. Well, I think more power to you, Mark, for all the work you're doing with raising funds for Daenerys Rainbow Brain Tumor Research, but also for your ambassadorships and, the hashtag DadBod. Or what is it?
Hashtag DadBod Runner. Yeah.
DadBod Runner. Love it. Now, let's keep on the up and up. I like this trajectory here. Let's bring it back to some happy. Did you know that on the 30th of September, it's International Podcast Day?
Is it really?
It is. I feel like that's sort of the unofficial birthday for podcasts or something like that. I feel like there needs to be some sort of celebration involved from the Parkrun Adventurers. I don't know what yet. Do you have any ideas?
No, but I think you're right. Like, I think podcast is a relatively new thing, and it should be celebrated. Like, it is such an awesome medium to connect and engage people.
If any of our adventurers out there have any ideas about how we can celebrate International Podcast Day here at the Parkrun Adventurers, please let us know.
Maybe you could dig through 175 episodes and put like a highlights reel through all those funny moments over the years.
Yeah, see, the problem with that is, time to listen to 175 odd episodes, and B, Scotty and I did that once or twice. We thought, hey, let's give ourselves an easy week, and instead of getting a guest on or trying to think of some content to talk about, maybe we'll just go back and do a highlights reel. And then we didn't realize that was actually a lot more work than just asking a new person to come and join us on the podcast and all that sort of thing. So a great idea in theory. I like where you're going with this, Mark, and there have been a lot of highlights over the years so far, but I think I'll be a little bit short on time to collate that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to hear what people's highlights have been, though. What your favourite moments? So as Scotty will laugh when he hears this if he listens, but interact with us, people. Send us a Facebook message or email parkrunadventurers@gmail.com and let us know what you have considered to be a highlight of the pod over the last 3.5, almost 4 years.
Hit us up on the socials and tell us your highlights. Maybe it's been this episode.
It could be. It could be that new co-host, Mark. He did a great job. Let us know about it. We want to hear.
I reckon hopefully my wife will be at least making a comment saying it's a highlight.
Even if she changes her name and creates a false Facebook account to do it so that it's not so obvious. Well, Mark, I'm going to launch into my weekly Streaky September progress update. There's been a lot going on in the Streaky September Facebook group, and for me personally, with my streak and things like that, I'm still on the bandwagon. I haven't broken the streak yet, though we have had some moments where it's been a bit stressful as a family to continue streaking.
Well done. It's good dedication.
Yes. Well, there's not too many days left to go. We're over 3/4 of the way there. So we're on the downhill now. But I'd like to give a bunch of shout outs to people in the Streaky September group. So Heather Hunter, who we gave a shout out for joining the Pirate Club last week, she is streaking, but so is Mel Alderton, who we've had on the pod here before. And I must have missed this detail entirely, and I apologise. Mel actually joined Heather in walking the plank when she joined the Pirate Club in recent weeks. But in and of her own right, Mel has submitted some fantastic Streaky Strava art as part of Streaky Bingo, and she's done this incredible snail with this giant spirally shell, and I don't quite know how she's managed it, but it is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. While we're on the subject of Strava art, Therese Marty also did an amazing house with windows, and it took her something like 8 or 9 kilometres to do it. And that's Strava art on a scale is incredible. Like, it's one thing to run around on an oval, which is what I tend to do. Not a cheat at all, because it still takes some skill to do it. But to do it on such a scale blows my mind. So well done, Therese. And yeah, loving your snail, Mel, as well.
There has been some amazing Strava art I've seen lately. It's just incredible that the detail and the planning that people go to for it. It's so cool.
Yeah, I think I need to live somewhere that's a bit more built up with more streets so that, you can kind of bodgy up something with less effort than trying to squeeze it into streets in rural areas, if that makes sense. And I also want to give a shout out to Just Manning, who on day 21, we're past that now, but on day 21 mentioned that it has been her longest streak to date. So I'm loving this, Mark. I'm loving that Streaky September is getting people doing things they've never done before, not just in terms of streaky bingo and taking on the challenges and things like that, but 21 days of streaking. That's a big deal.
Oh, it is. It's, as somebody who's not streaking, I certainly respect that commitment and dedication. It's awesome.
It is. I love Streaky September. It is one of my favourite times of the podcast year.
Mixing it up with the bingo challenges, I think makes it a bit more interesting and creative. And I think I'll try and, there's not many days left for me, but I'll try and get out there and tick a few things off. I'll get that gnome for you.
Yes, Pink Floyd has to be done. Mark, I have had so much fun. Again, this has become a bit of a trend with all you roving reporters. There is a reason why the Channel 5 News crew are the Channel 5 News crew. You guys are fun.
It's been good to see to see how it all comes together, and then to be a co-host today. I've really appreciated the opportunity, and hopefully the listeners enjoyed this episode.
Yes, and not in a Stephen Bradbury getting a gold medal kind of way.
Yes, if you missed those episodes, go back and check them out. So lots of lols there.
Thank you, Mark, for joining me again this week. It has been loads of fun. I know I've been saying this a lot every week, but it's only because it's true. And I do feel truly blessed to have the Channel 5 News crew on hand to co-host with me every week. You are a stellar example of the fun and frivolity that can be had. And I always enjoy your roving reports, and I look forward to hearing more. And good luck with all your pursuits with your marathon training. And, it is a bit of a slim excuse not to streak this month, but I'm going to let that one slide. I won't consider it your sackable offence. And I think you did good. That first 30 seconds of the pod was strong, and I'm pretty confident all the other minutes have been good too.
Look, thank you for the opportunity, Mel, to be on. It's been great to co-host with you this week, and also to be part of the Channel 5 News crew. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, and looking forward to participating more into the future. And best of luck to everybody who's heading out for Parkrun Day this week.
I will be looking forward to future roving reports. And oh my goodness, can you hear Emmett?
No.
Okay, good. Sorry, train of thought gone.
Now I can. Feed me.
Walk him down the other end of the house, Adam. I can't concentrate. Ah, the noise. I can't turn it off.